Looks like Jason Wright is staying. ESPN's giving out their rankings, and there's a new pressure rating that you're going to want to hear about on today's Daily Commander Update. It is 3 July. Let's go. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Ref the District. I'm Nathan Perry, and that's the Stoner, and this is your Daily Commanders Update on 3 July. Here in the wonderful year of 2023. The season cannot come soon enough. We are consuming as much content as we can to give it to you. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, as we're here for you every weekday at 7:30. We will be off tomorrow. Enjoy your 4th of July as well as we will be doing. But Stoner, still plenty to talk about that's come over the weekend. First is the Washington Post article. Nikki J put this out into Twitter as well. Jason Wright's going to be retained. Now, we've had kind of a nice relationship with Jason Wright and the Commanders. What do you think about Jason Wright at least being retained in the beginning stages of the Josh Harris empire?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because I think there's two ways of looking at it. Of course, he's rebuilt that front office. It is now the most diverse front office business side in the entire NFL, as he says. And also they are at ticket-wise, they're at some setting records that he talked about, at least since he's been there. So he's doing things the right way there. They have had plenty of embarrassing moments, but I think most of them are very nitpicky. There's like names misspelled on badges, but there have been some big ones. Look, the Sean Taylor thing was something big twice. He had a couple of Sean Taylor things. But look, he has brought some stability, just as Ron has done on the football side. He's brought some respect, some stability. That's what Jason has done on the business side. So I'm happy that he's at least getting that chance to be able to prove his worth to the new administration that's coming in. I mean, you got to give him at least a chance, right?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing for him will be the stadium discussions and kind of being retained at least for that. So you're not starting at zero with these. Now, hopefully, and this is going to be something that Josh Harris is going to find out, hopefully Jason Wright's found himself in a good area with a lot of these relationships that he's built. And it was just Dan Snyder that was what was keeping us away from getting a new stadium. So all that's going to be felt out, and Jason Wright's going to get an attempt to be able to stay with this franchise at least. So we'll see how that works out for Jason. ESPN's come out with some rankings amidst their turmoil and layoffs. They still managed to squeak out some content here, Stoner. Washington ranking right about where you'd expect them in the mid-20s. Yeah. Any quibbles with this ranking or thoughts on this?
Call me a hater. I don't have any problems with the ranking until they can prove otherwise, that they're a team that's better than early to mid-20s in this league. That's where they've been year after year after year after year. And their biggest weakness was their offense. Sure, they added an offensive coordinator, but your quarterback is a complete unknown. We hope he's going to be the man, and that him and Bieniemy and the continued rise of some of those weapons is going to be the difference to move them up that ladder. But right now, you just have to look at it for what it is. And it's an 8-1 team from last year that the biggest move was an offensive coordinator and a second-year quarterback that was drafted in the 5th round. So if you just look at it like that, you got no quibble with it. And hopefully that underdog status will play well in the locker room, and they'll be able to use that to their advantage. I don't have any problem with it. You have any problem with 24th?
No, I mean, this is an off-season ranking, so you're going to have to take this with a grain of salt anyways. I think more importantly, kind of what you're talking about is even going through preseason, if we see something, a glimmer of hope as a fan here, nationally, they're still going to be ranked very low because it's just preseason. And then even after game one, I mean, you can beat Arizona 45-0, and people will still be like, well, you beat Arizona. So it's probably going to be a little while before Washington has a chance to prove itself, even knocking off some of the early big teams that they'll have, like the Eagles. Probably isn't going to move them up probably anywhere near the top 10, but at least establish themselves if they start winning into the mid-teens. And then, like I said, keep that kind of underdog, are they, will they type mentality as they go through the season. So we'll see. One of the things that's going to help them win, Stoner, is pressuring opposing QBs, something that they were actually quite successful at this last year. New rating that came out from Brandon Thorne from Trench Warfare is the true pressure rate. And he kind of breaks down some of the stats that maybe we weren't looking at if you're just looking at box scores. 3 names pop out to me: Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, and Montez Sweat, making a show there in the top 12 on one of the ratings that Brandon has put out. How do you feel about our Commanders being on this, and this stat in general, the true pressure rate?
Well, it's pretty analytic geeky. I know you love analytics and you love those geeky stats. And and I'm trying to kind of build up a lather for these geeky stats. It's hard for me. I just look at it and I say, okay, how many times did this team stop the other team from scoring? And that's all I need to know. But I get it. I understand that there are nuances to all these stats. But it is nice to look at it and see Montez Sweat up there, and Jonathan Allen is big time up there, especially in defensive tackles, because this is a list, quarterback pressure, that's usually reserved for outside linebackers and DNs, right? So if you have Jonathan Allen, who's top 10 for the total, the true pressure rate, and Sweat's there, and Allen's, you got all your first rounders that you're paying a lot of money to, and they're up there. So that bodes well for the success of the defense. I thought was really interesting, and we're showing this stat here right now, is that if you look at the draft rounds for all these guys, these are all first and second round guys, some third round, and there's some smattering of fifth rounders, and even you got, of course, J.J. Watt, one of the greatest undrafted free agents ever. But you've got, a smattering of fourth and fifth round, but basically it's your first rounders, it's your second rounders who are in there wreaking havoc on everybody. And also the last thing is, it's kind of scary when at the top of the list you've got guys like Micah Parsons and Dexter Lawrence and all these guys, and Hassan Reddick, all these guys that are in the division that you have to worry about. That's impressive for all of those guys, but it's really impressive, especially I think Jonathan Allen's status on these lists.
Yeah, Jonathan Allen, he's actually number 3 on the high pressure quality side. So further down on this list from Brandon is just listing it out where he doesn't have as many pressures as some of the others around him, but his pressures that he does get are high quality. So that's something I think that they're excited about. Deron Payne obviously being on this list is the reason why he got a paycheck. Now Montez Sweat, this is one of the reasons, maybe we'll have to discuss this on Wednesday. This is one of the reasons why I think Montez Sweat will be retained over Chase Young when all is said and done, is because of his ability to pressure the quarterback. Now, Chase Young's been injured, so that's why he's not on this list. He only had very little time on the field this last season. But this will be something that the team looks at as far as who to retain in keeping this young core together. We'll have to, again, discuss that on Wednesday, Stoner. Of course, we'll be live Wednesday, 7:30 here on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. We bring you the Daily Commander Update every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But tomorrow, it's your Independence Day here in America, and we will be enjoying that. We hope that you enjoy yours with your family and however you do it. Stoner, you got anything on the grill?
Do I have anything on the grill? No. I think it's just going to be kind of another day. We're supposed to have storms around here, so we'll try. I'll throw the usual burgers and dogs on there, but nothing exciting. Sorry.
Yeah, going to be burgers and dogs here at the lake house for us, for the Perry clan, and for you. Let us know in the comment section what you're going to have. But until next time,
happy 4th, everybody.
Be a fan.